Recording.
Good morning, my friend Molly, and welcome to On Air with Off Script. Woohoo! Today we are going off script with Molly on her trinket collection. She is a collector at heart. There's nothing she loves more than collecting all the things.
Yep, that's me.
And we're going to talk about it today.
Can't wait.
And how you use this in your space.
Love.
This collecting. Okay. How did you first become interested in collecting trinkets?
I would say my parents also do their fair share of collecting, and it was never like a junky thing. They have like sweet little mementos in their space. Honestly, it's very separated into their spaces. My mom has a craft room in which she spends most of her time, and on the shelves and hooked onto knobs and things like that, there's all these cute little things. And in my dad's office, he has this wall of bookshelves, and they're filled with books and just like random sweet little trinkets. My personal favorite is when he worked at Yahoo, their like department or whatever had a pass around monkey lamp.
Dang.
And they all had to add something to the monkey. So it has like googly eyes and a leg and like it's like nails are painted and like all these funny things that he ended up with the final piece in his office, and it's so cute, and it's just, I don't know, it's just fun things like that.
Maybe we need a monkey lamp.
Oh, I would die for a monkey lamp.
Maybe we should start that.
And we could decorate
We
it.
could add things to it.
Oh my gosh.
We
Okay,
probably
so
do.
the next time you see in this house, we will have a monkey, lamp, with its nails painted.
Oh gosh. I also feel like your parents give you a lot of trinkets. Like,
Yes.
that's not something that many people have. But like Molly's dad gave her the cutest little
It's this little
cigar.
like
I mean, it's literally just a trinket. It's like a
it's
a
like
sculpture.
it's like a porcelain box that, I don't know, when you go into like home stores, there are these little like, some of them come in like little animals and you can open them up.
Yeah.
I wonder what they're actually called.
Because it's not even like a trinket box. Because it's
No,
like
it
not
doesn't
meant to hold
hold
anything. It's just like strictly for decoration.
It's this mini box, and on the top it says cigars, and you open it up and it's mostly empty, but there's like two little mini cigar sculptures like glued.
Yeah. It's very
standing
cute.
up. It's so cute.
Yeah. I also think you've made me notice trinkets way more. Like, I never used to notice that, but then when I go into my grandma's house now, I notice all of her little things that she's collected over the years, and I'm like, I love that.
I think a trinket could take something boring and make it automatically like niche and chic.
Yeah.
You know? Like, if you see like a table with books on it and stuff, but then you see a table with books on it and all these cute little things that are, I also love how trinkets are arranged. I think like that's such an art to make it not look junky. It makes it look so personal.
Yeah. Speaking of arrangement, how do you like to arrange your trinkets so they don't look junky? Like, if you could give a few pieces of advice to those people new to collecting trinkets.
Welcome. I would say first. I would say welcome to the team. It's a great team to be on. I would say mixing it. I think sometimes I get caught up in the trinkets being too small for the space. So I think if you add books and trays and things, candles and things like that, and also like, if you think it's one too many trinkets, it probably is. So, like, take one out. You want to be able for someone to find it instead of be overwhelmed with, like 7 tiny things.
Yeah. Yeah. We talked about this in my article about how we like to re-merch the house.
Honestly, it's one of my favorite things that we do.
Yeah, and it's a really good term that we use, I think.
We
love it.
We both work at a clothing store, and when we like re-merchandise the store, I just don't understand why that term is not more widely used.
Yeah, I think we should start that. You know, like re-merchandising the closet. You know,
Yes.
we're like getting rid of some old things. We're
making
making
others
it
feel
fresh.
new.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're rearranging.
Ugh, I love
Re-merging the
remerge.
pantry.
Oh, which is honestly
Sometimes
so
that's
necessary.
necessary.
Yeah.
Like we need
We
to make
remerged
this
the
a life.
kitchen table. Like, okay, we
Yeah.
need a new tablecloth. Let's
Yeah.
pull out.
We'd get out the placemats. Sometimes we put them away.
We get crazy like that.
Yeah, you know.
Sometimes
you never
we
know.
set the table. Sometimes it has sewing on it.
Yeah. You never know what you're gonna get around here. Sometimes it's extended and it's a table for 10. And sometimes
just in case it's an extra guest
for one
joins
because there's a quilt on it.
Yeah, exactly. So, you know, it's all up in the air.
So tell me about the specific objects in your collection that are like meaningful to you. Like if they were passed down or whatever.
Yes. Something I mentioned in my room, which I haven't thought about in a while, was the Wedgwood little thing. And I, honestly, if I'm being so honest, I steal a lot of things from home that are, I think too, because we have a lot of those little things and not all of them are out. I'm like, well, someone has to use it. So I actually stole that little Wedgwood plate from home. Don't worry, it's not all as well. It's it's like a sweet steal.
Yeah.
You know?
It's like she's
It's
not
like
a
no
thief.
one's upset.
Yeah.
I'm not a thief.
She's not a thief.
I think it's fun to just, you know, gather. I also do that at my grandmother's house, which she actually doesn't know that I steal things from her house, but also like...
But like, Momsy's a queen.
But like, Momsy's a queen and she would give it to me if I asked, but like...
Sometimes it's better to just ask for forgiveness. Like, if she finds out, it's just like, oh my gosh, Momsy, I'm so sorry.
I'm so sorry.
It must
That
have
just
fallen
jumped in my
bag.
bag. That piece just jumped into my hand,
It just wanted
into
me-
the zipper pouch
It
in
wanted
my
me,
purse.
and I couldn't.
It
I
wanted
couldn't
me.
resist.
It wanted me.
Or
And
you
like,
could just be like, Momsy, I wanted a piece of Baton Rouge
Oh.
in Savannah, and
Yeah.
she would be like, well,
There
Mollie,
is
I'm
nothing
so proud.
Yeah.
and
I just
and
love
I'm
you,
so
and it is an
happy.
honor and a pleasure for that to go home with you. And I would say thank you.
Thank you.
So with the Wedgwood, that was a similar situation that I took, and I don't know, I don't often feel like we have like a really rich family history. so it's fun to be like, oh yeah, like this was like a part. I also think it's fun to think about that my ancestors were creative, which I think, I don't know, not a lot of people can say like, okay, my grandmother loves to sew and we have descendants from Wedgwood.
Yeah,
So
true.
love that. I think that little box of cigars is on the very top of my list. My dad had, see, this is unfortunate that we're highlighting all these moments that I stole things, but my dad had that in his office, and no, I didn't steal it. I did ask him, and he said no first, and then he felt bad, so he brought it out to me.
Love.
So love that little box. I think the house of matches that we got in Paris, that was like one of the finds of my life.
Yeah,
I was
I love
so
those things.
excited to pull that out.
Yeah.
Let's think. I don't know. When we were in Miami, we went to this restaurant and they had this little match pack of. I love this little. They're these
little girls.
They're these little girls, and we've never used them. And I don't think we will. I just think they're so cute.
They are so cute.
I also am a collector of fabric. I harbor a lot of fabric, and I feel like I actually do use it, which I feel is good. I know my mom does the same thing. She buys a lot of fabric and then just feels it's too precious to use it, which I totally understand. But given that I'm always making something, it's nice to have a lot of, you know, fabric that you really just can't buy online.
But where do you like to get your little trinkets and things?
Home, and also when we were in Europe, there were so many places. I also just think too, in Europe we found a lot of stores and brands that we hadn't seen before, which was so fun and refreshing and just like exciting to see that like, okay, there's so much that we haven't touched.
Yeah.
So I think, I don't know, in Europe that was a really
Yeah.
good. I also think we both have an eye for finding little things in like antique stores and thrift stores that like in the context of a thrift store, it's not extraordinary, but putting it in a space that would appreciate it makes it fun. So, I don't know. I think we're both trained to find trinkets wherever we go.
Or like even things that could be used as trinkets. Like
Yes,
at Goods for the City, we have these little our little friends, and I think they're actually like desk buddies. I don't know what the proper term is.
They're these little porcelain
animals with
outfits on, and we have created a little family on the kitchen windowsill.
Or like in Lacoste, which it's a secret, but we have some family members from Lacoste.
Yep, we do.
We love them.
And I don't know. I also think there's so many little places in our house where it's like, oh, like look at our little things. And that is honestly one of my favorites.
Yeah.
Our little windowsill of friends.
Are there any dream objects that you're still hoping to find? Like, do you have like a dream trinket?
Oh, honestly, I found a dream trinket recently. It was the brand Harry Covert. They do the charm necklaces. In New York, they have a store, and she did a collab with some kind of. It's the same kind of thing that my cigar box is. One of those things, and it was a pink Magic 8 Ball.
Oh, love.
And it was so cute, and it was like over $150 that I wasn't gonna buy.
Yeah, no.
But I thought it was so precious.
Yeah.
And like I know those things you can find at other places, but I saw that and I was like, ooh,
So
that's looking really awesome.
That's a dream trinket right there.
Yeah.
Pink Magic 8 Ball.
Yep.
Okay, how do you think the act of collecting, especially small sentimental objects, fits into the larger narrative of fashion and art today?
I think it plays into personal style. I think, one, I'm a details person, not in a lot of areas of my life, but in creativity, I'm very detail oriented. And I think noticing the small things that are irrelevant to fashion make me notice the small things with fashion, like how things are finished, how zippers are put in, just like the quality, I think gets highlighted when you notice the details. I also think, I was talking with your mom about personal style and the way you decorate your house, and although they feel different, the personality remains the same. I think when you go into a space and you see someone's like most treasured objects, you learn a little bit more about them. And I think when there's the same emphasis on creating, like you can't help but put your personal touch into something you're making when that's such a big part of your life outside of creating things.
If you want to see Mollie's room tour, check
my
out
trinkets. You can see them.
Yep, you can see all of her trinkets on TikTok, Instagram, on Off Script socials. But Mollie, thank you for going off script on trinkets and collecting today.
Thank you. It's my pleasure to talk about them. Peace.